And we are live. Hello, everybody. And this is a Dementia Friends session with friends. I've got Brit Gamer Girl, say hi.
Hello.
I've got the silly dad joke, Peter.
Oh, hello. Oh, great. It's nice that that's what I'm known for now.
Well, you know.
You do it to yourself.
Yeah.
I've only got myself to blame, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And we've got the lovely tailed feature.
Evening all.
Right. Tonight, should we say, doing a Dementia Friends session. It's my first ever one, so bear with me. I am nervous as hell reading from my booklet. So this is going to be quite nervous for me. Sorry for giggling. I was like this when I was practicing it when I did my training. But I will go through a few things first and then we'll get straight into it. It should only take around 45 to 60 minutes, so hopefully I don't bore you. But here goes. Enjoy.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Welcome to this Dementia Friends information session. I'm a volunteer who is enthusiastic about the programme. I completed my training to be a Dementia Friends champion. I'm not an expert in dementia, nor am I a counsellor. At the end of the information session, I will tell you where you can find out more information and get support. But this bit, if I was at a venue, I would say you go to your designated area if there's a fire alarm. So we're not going to do that.
The exits are located here, here, and here.
Yeah, don't tell us where the fire escape is in your house, because that's no use if my house catches fire.
Well, hopefully it's your front door or a window.
I'm on the top floor.
Oh, well, I don't know then.
Yeah, that already.
You'll be all right, Brit. You'll be all right. Just leave.
Yeah.
Piss off.
It will include some activities and chances for you to share ideas, but there will be no break. Sorry, guys. Dementia can be an emotional subject, so if you feel the need to have a moment, please feel free to step out of the hangout, which this says the room, and have a bit of air, and you can leave at any time. I do also need to let you know if I am told something that would raise concerns about a person's safety, I cannot promise to keep it a secret. I may be required to pass on this information onto Dementia Friends team and local authorities for support. Right, we're going to do
Sounds ominous, that.
Yeah, we're going to
Well,
start.
no. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
We're going to start an activity now. An icebreaker. What is the first word that pops into your head when you hear the word dementia?
Confusion.
Yeah.
Fear.
Yeah.
Fear. You nicked mine. Fear. I would probably.
If I said to you,
pain.
If I said to you loneliness or
like isolation or something.
Yeah, isolation. Would that be like the words you would think of with someone with dementia?
Yeah, because I can imagine like the confusion part. I was sort of thinking a lot of people with dementia, they don't know what's going on, so you are going to feel isolated if you're confused by your surroundings. Even it's
going to be like there's going to be a degree of personal isolation, even if they are surrounded by people.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Yeah, because you've not come up with any negative words. You've come up with what you think, so that's good. But it can also, thrive that you're here today, to help us to do this, to becoming a dementia friend, spread awareness. What is a dementia friend? Dementia Friends is a social active movement that aims to increase understanding of dementia and inspire people to take action to support people affected by dementia in their community. The programme is led by Alzheimer's Society and stands to work to create dementia-friendly communities, which are communities that are more understanding and inclusive of people affected by dementia. To become a dementia friend, all you need to do is understand the 5 key messages that we think everyone should know about dementia, and then commit to take a dementia-friendly action. So I'll be asking him later on in the session if you want to be a dementia friend. Right.
Okay.
The picture that I've sent you with the match, the broken sentences, can match what you think matches up with the 1 to 12 of the questions. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that, and I'll say hi in the chat while you're doing it.
All right. Yeah, sure. Right.
Thank you for bearing with me. Hello, Grizzly. Hope you're okay.
Yeah, it's nice to see CG Grizzly.
Yeah, I've not seen him in a while. I don't really. Well, I do watch streams, but I don't stay on for long. How are you getting on with them matching the broken sentences here?
Look, I'm going through them now. Hang on.
Yeah, so I've got a few more to do.
Yeah.
Talking so much always gives you a dry mouth, doesn't it? I never spoke this much in my life.
I came prepared with a cup of tea.
Oh, monster. Oh, have it with some vodka, I think. I will later. Are we nearly done?
Almost. I'm about halfway through.
I'm not. I don't even know.
Reese did this one and he got 5 out of 12 and he knows nothing about dementia, so he's done pretty well.
Oh, great. Set the bar pretty high then.
I am. I've set the bar quite high.
Come on. We've got a teenage child we need to beat now.
Yeah.
How old is Reese now?
Hey, what?
How old is Reese now?
He's 14 and he had his first taste today at a college.
Oh God, I'm stuck on 3.
It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer. It's not like high school where you've got to get all the questions right. It's just what you think goes with it.
I'm now worrying because I've just heard my Discord go off about 7 times in my ear, and the only notifications I have are DMs.
Oh dear.
And given what's just been going on across Discord, I am now panicking.
Oh, chill out. You're having a dementia friend session. Right,
Yes.
Are we done?
No.
Hang on.
Well, if you can always match it up while we're going along.
I've actually kind of... You know, if I'd have written the numbers down to begin with, this would have been slightly easier. Right, okay.
Well, you'll know by the last answers anyway, won't you?
Yeah, I'll work bottom to top.
Okay. Are we done?
I've got 2 more to do, but it's fine. We can just do them as we
go.
go.
Yeah. Right. We're completing the sentences now, and you can shout out the answer and I'll tell you who's right. Dementia is not A,
losing your memory, I've put.
That's what I put as well.
Put an actual aging.
Natural part of aging. So Britt got it right.
Great start.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Dementia is caused by.
Diseases of the brain.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I've got.
Yeah. No, I've
One.
got something else.
One common type of dementia is.
Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Dementia is progressive, which means.
Symptoms get worse.
Gradually get worse.
Yeah.
Got that right.
Yeah.
Alzheimer's disease usually starts.
65. Over 65.
I put
No.
by affecting people's short-term memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dementia is not just about.
Losing your
Memory
memory.
loss.
Yeah, losing your memory. Dementia can also affect.
Communications.
People's perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Was it told you? I'm
You not tell by the accent.
Yeah, well, you went normal on me then.
Normal.
Normal.
Oof. As your racism now.
I'm sorry. People with dementia.
Can still communicate effectively.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. At any one time, 1 in.
14 people over 65 have dementia.
Yeah. Have you been
Yes.
reading my book?
No.
No, it's you stopped the question halfway through. So yeah.
No, because Tail's getting them all right at the minute. That's why I'm saying, have you been reading my book?
Bucket read.
Yeah. To be fair, it's also the only one that made grammatical sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that.
It is possible to
Live well
Live
with dementia.
With dementia.
live with dementia. There's more to a person than.
The dementia.
Dementia.
Yeah. Dementia, friends, is about.
Turning understanding into action.
Yay!
Beautiful.
So who won that one?
It wouldn't be me because I suck at this game.
Christ alone knows. I didn't have answers for 6 of them.
Did I?
I'm
Yeah,
giving it to.
Doing them on the
giving
fly there.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Tailed. Seeing as I said that he sounded normal.
That's fine. That goes some way to make me feel better about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a sticker.
But then again, as we know, Sinatra always wins.
Yeah. Right.
Well, he's not here, so he can't.
Yeah. 5 key messages actively expand statements, right? So we've got the 5 key messages. Dementia is not a part of aging, so it would be the aging. What do you think we mean by this?
It can affect anybody at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And it's not a case of you get old, you're definitely gonna get dementia.
yeah, so it's like not everyone who grows old will develop dementia. Not everyone who develops dementia is old. People in their 20s have been diagnosed with dementia, although this is very rare. Dementia is caused by disease of the brain in the same way that other organs can be damaged by diseases, for example, kidney disease, liver disease. Dementia is caused when this diseases physically damages the brain. Imagine that the brain is a collection of thousands of fairy lights, each representing a memory, a skill, or a function of the brain. Now imagine that dementia is causing some of those lights to flicker and dim or switch off completely. For each person, this will happen in a different order, or different lights will be affected. Just like with other diseases, a healthy lifestyle, with regular exercise, balanced diet, and not smoking can reduce your risk of developing dementia. What's good for your heart is also good for your head. For the other one, a common type of dementia is Alzheimer's disease. What do you think the difference is between Alzheimer's and dementia?
Alzheimer's, you completely lose your memory of like what everyone around you.
Is it Alzheimer's is more a neurological has more of a neurological cause or trigger, whereas dementia is the overarching effect or condition.
Isn't the doctor know it all?
If I said to you it was dementia is an umbrella term that describes a collection of symptoms, Alzheimer's is just one type or cause of dementia.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah. Can you think of any others?
Isn't it the deterioration of the
Like if I said
Right.
to Brett, if I said to you, can you name a different type of dementia?
Well, there's early onset, is there not? Is that not the one that you get when you're
Well,
now, if I say there's over 100 different type of dementias, but if I say vascular dementia, Lewy bodies, frontal temporal dementia, does that ring any bells?
vascular dementia. That's to do with the circulatory system, isn't it?
Vascular is the one where they're more violent to you.
Oh, you mean they? Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you could have Parkinson's dementia. You can have Pickett's disease. Oh God, there's loads of them. But I will give you the website so you can check them out. There is like, oh God.
I think I need to do more reading on this because I've never really.
Yeah, with it being the umbrella, there's loads, and it's all like, it's neurological, you know, because of the brain stems dying. Right, we're going on a different thing here. Right, I better crack on. Dementia is progressive, which means the symptoms will gradually get worse. All kinds of dementia are progressive, though they may have different, you know, of it going fast, you know, for hitting them or a slow process. For example, Alzheimer's has a gradual progression, whereas vascular has more of a step-like progression. Why would it be useful to know which type of dementia someone has?
Treatment.
Well, different treatments and
and support, isn't it?
And support.
Different care packages and stuff.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. Alzheimer's disease usually starts by affecting people's short-term memory. Short-term memory loss is the sign most frequently associated with Alzheimer's disease, and the one that may prompt someone to go to see the doctor and get a diagnosis. Why do you think someone worried about their memory wouldn't go to the doctor?
They basically feel a bit embarrassed or just think they're fine.
Yeah.
I think it's just a thing that happens. They don't really always take it seriously because I don't think they're sort of people who just don't basically think they've got it. They just get on with it.
Everyone's forgotten things once in a while, so you know,
it's very difficult something to self-diagnose as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, it can be crossed as like.
With a lot of conditions like this, a lot of it is understanding and self-diagnosis as well. I mean, let's say, for example, depression, you wouldn't realize you might have a problem unless
they do.
Someone tells you.
Yeah.
On that as well, they do misdiagnose it because they do think it's depression. But it's the stigma and everything else to go with it, and try and, like with Dementia Friends, it's reducing that stigma and fear.
Yeah.
Dementia is not just about losing your memory. Think back to the fairy lights from earlier. Other than memory, what functions does the brain control that could be affected by dementia?
Speech, sight,
motor functions.
I was going to say motor functions.
Yeah.
Walking and stuff like that. Could also make them dizzy, couldn't it?
Yeah, so we've got communication, forgetting words, using the wrong words, for example, calling a dog a horse. Motor skills, being able to use a knife and fork. Sequencing in difficulties with performing tasks, for example, putting on 2 jumpers but no skirt. Change in, so like a change in how the person is, going from a shy person now outgoing. Vision, for example, judging distance. As a fairy light can be affected any function of the brain and can be affected by dementia. Dementia can also affect people's perception. So examples of this is like shiny floors may look wet, patterns of fruit on the tablecloth may look real and, try and grab it, like there's something there, but they're not. Swirls on carpets may look like snakes. Imagine you were on a high street wanting to go into a shop with someone with dementia who has a problem with perception. In front of the shop, there's a black mat to dry your feet. What do you think that person will see?
A hole.
Yeah. What might the person do if they aren't able to communicate? Why they don't want to step forward?
Panic.
Yeah. And might get upset, mightn't they? If you were that person who was struggling and there were people walking past you, pointing and laughing, how would that make you feel?
I'll start having anxiety or, start lashing out.
Anything can...
You'd want to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you'd feel embarrassed and upset and frustrated, wouldn't you? How would the situation be different if you're around, if everyone was around you was a dementia friend and understand more about dementia?
There'd be more understanding and help you through the situation.
Yeah, they would not necessarily intervene, but they may have a bit more patience. Dementia Friends wants to support everyone living with dementia. That does not only mean the people with dementia, but also close friends, family and carers who are also living with dementia. People with dementia can still communicate effectively. As we have already discussed, some people with dementia can struggle with communication, but there are lots of things we can do to help. When you're talking with someone with dementia, what do you think you could do to support them? So if you can think of positive examples.
Obviously, describe things in a clear, concise way.
Yeah.
Have patience.
Yeah. What are you lot doing now?
Listening.
There you go.
Okay.
So you got listening, give plenty of encouragement if needed, repeat back what you've understood to make sure it's correct. Reduce distractions, turn off loud TVs or move to a quiet area. Speak at a slow pace, speak clearly, calmly, which we had using, shorter sentences. Think about your body language, maintain eye contact and ensure your facial expressions matches your message.
Yeah.
Use aids. You could use visual clues like writing words, pictures or objects. Whatever you do, never talk about people with dementia as if they're not there or talk to them as you would to a child. People with dementia still deserved our respect. At any time, 1 in 14 people over 65 has dementia. Although you can't see dementia, it's more prevalent than you might think. This is why it's so important that we create a dementia fence. Nearly everyone we know will know someone affected by dementia. So understanding the disease and supporting those living with it, it's important we get the message across. It is possible to live well with dementia. There are our 4 key messages. People with dementia may still be able to work, drive, and have relationships. What they can do and how long they can do it for will depend on their particular circumstances. Living well will mean different things for different people. We're not saying that dementia doesn't bring challenges, but despite these challenges, it is still possible to live well with dementia. What does someone need in order to live well with dementia?
Someone living with their dignity as much as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. A good support network as well.
Got it. Right. Last 2 of answering, some of my questions, and then we're nearly there. I'm not doing bad for time. There is more to a person than dementia. This is the 5th key message. In the same way that we would look at someone with cancer or diabetes or see a person first, there is more to a person than dementia. What does someone with dementia look like?
A person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a person.
It looks like you and me.
Mm.
A care home in North East. Hang on. Sorry about that. A care home in the Northeast had an elderly resident with dementia who constantly tapped her fingers. So basically doing this. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was extremely annoying for the staff and others, for the other residents, especially as they could not work out why she was doing it. One day, a niece come to visit from Australia. Naturally, the first question they asked is, why was she doing this? Unfortunately, she didn't know. The care home staff spent the rest of the afternoon with the niece finding out more about the resident. One of the things they discovered was that during the Second World War, she had worked as a code breaker.
Oh, right.
She had helped to crack the Enigma code by receiving messages transmitted in Morse code. This helped end the war and save millions of lives. And maybe instead of tapping, it was ... What do you think changed for the resident after this?
She found out why she was doing it.
What did they get someone who could understand Morse code to be able to communicate with her?
You're along them lines. Think, how can I explain it? When a child does something and you find out why they've done it, like say they've hit a child, but you find out, and then what do you do after that?
Talk to them and explain it. Well, if a child's misbehaved and they lashed out because somebody lashed them first, then you explain that violence is also the answer.
Yeah. So if I say people's attitudes changed and they saw her as a heroine, and the local papers come to do a story about her, and the scouts came to tap away in Morse code to her.
That's a bit that's kind of patronising.
No, it's not. How can I explain it now? We're going back to the big mat on the floor and it's black and there's a hole.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Her brain's automatically doing that because she's going back to that kind of time.
Yeah. So instead of, like when I said before, they found it annoying because she was tapping all the time, and then they found out, why she was doing it because of her old job.
Yeah.
They encouraged it more. How do you think this might have impacted on the other residents?
I think that the other residents were probably feeling a bit like like she's the favoured, and that they're basically, I don't know. I honestly think they'll probably be a bit peed off.
Anything?
I mean, the tapping all the time is probably going to annoy them as well, but people are going to be like, oh, no, you can't be annoyed because of this, and this.
Well, all right. No, well, you can't turn around to someone and say you can't be annoyed, but at least with some understanding as to why it's happening, it would automatically lessen the annoyance.
Yeah. Anything from you, Tail?
No, not really. I can't think of anything else to add to that.
Yeah, so like a positive interaction and engagement would make her feel valued, happier, engaged, and allow her to live well with dementia.
Right.
This goes to show that there's really is, much more to a person than dementia. So it's like encouraging them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dementia Friends is about turning understanding into action. At the end of today's session, I will be asking you to think about what you could do effectively in your day-to-day life that may help people living with dementia. To start your thinking, here are some examples of actions others have committed to. If the person ahead of you in the supermarket is struggling, be patient, don't tut. Post a selfie on social media that you have become a dementia friend and encourage others to attend a session. Some journalists committed to never using the term dementia sufferer in their press again. A small change for them, but huge for us. What does the term dementia sufferer imply?
That they're suffering, it's making them, it's the word suffering is like they're hurting. It's like a negative thing to say.
Yeah.
It's there's a there's a bias with the word suffering, that there's something constantly wrong. Now, as you mentioned earlier, people can live comfortably with dementia. They just need extra help occasionally.
Yeah, so if I say misery, victim, someone to feel sorry for, it's suggested that it's not possible to live with dementia. If we instead use person living with dementia, we see the person first, not just the dementia.
Yes.
So I'm going to recap the 5 key messages. Dementia is not a natural part of aging. Dementia is caused by a disease of the brain. Dementia is not just about losing your memory. It is possible to live with dementia, and there is more to a person with dementia. Right. So now I'm going to be talking about the bookcase analogy. So I'm going to be setting the scene. I'm going to explain dementia to you in the way that was explained to me, which will help you understand how dementia could affect a person. It is not scientific an explanation, and remember, dementia affects everyone differently. How does dementia affect me? Imagine that I'm 80 years old and there's a full bookcase beside me as tall as me. Each book represents a memory or fact. My top shelf holds my recent books, such as What I Had for Breakfast This Morning. By my shoulders are books from my 60s, such as My Retirement Party. By my knees are books from my 20s, such as Meeting My Partner. By my feet are books from my childhood, such as Going to School. Dementia rocks my bookcase from side to side. So as the bookcase starts to rock, what will happen to the books?
They'll all fall off the bookcase and get mixed.
They'll get jumbled.
And where will they fall? Where will they fall from first?
top.
Probably. Yeah, the top.
Yeah, so they'll fall from the top shelf and might explain why my short-term memory is affected sooner. As a dementia progresses, my upper shelves will empty so that I think as my most recent memories will come, further down the bookcase earlier in life. If the only books that are still firm in the bookcase are from my lower shelves, when I was in my 20s, I might find myself living in the 1950s. If I go to make a cup of tea, what will be different in my modern kitchen from the 1950s kitchen?
Like have an electric kettle rather than one on the stove.
Yeah.
It'll be like the layout and the kettle will be electric, yeah. If I fill the kettle, then what might I do?
Put it straight on the stove.
Streaming. It's not my sub feed.
Yeah, so you'll put it on the cooker, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What might you, as a carer, friend, or family member, be tempted to do?
Run in and stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so it stopped me from making tea, and this might make me feel frustrated and annoyed and upset. It will depend on my particular circumstances, but what could you do instead?
Offer to make the tea.
A little bit more.
Offer to help.
Offer to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I've offered to make the tea with them.
Yeah. So switch my kettle for a whistle one, then can help continue to make the tea. This shows how embracing my reality can help me live well with dementia. Different parts of the brain are affected differently. From what I've said so far, you may think a person with dementia loses everything, but actually, I've only shown you one part of the brain. And like now we have a factual bookcase. This manages factual and biological data such as faces, names, dates, numbers, etc. Picture a bookcase made from a flimsy piece of wood which has been poorly constructed. It may not, hang on, it's not very, sturdy. Hang on, I've gone wrong here. Sorry. It's not very resistant to dementia. It moves a lot and books will fall out easily. However, there is another part of the brain which you can picture as a separate bookcase, the emotional bookcase. This manages my feelings and emotions. Picture a bookcase made from solid oak. It is more resistant to dementia, so contents will be safer from dementia for longer. For every book on my factual bookcase, there will be a corresponding book on my emotional bookcase. For example, in my factual bookcase, I have a memory of the teachers I had in school. In the emotional bookcase, I have the feelings of inspiration when he taught me. That didn't look right. Hang on. Yeah, so in my emotional bookcase, they have inspiration.
So so the kind of facts match a reaction.
Yeah. So the negative examples, you can you come to visit me, and when we have a God, my eyes, I can't even see it. Sorry. You come to visit me and we have a row because I forgot your name. How do you feel at that point?
Neglected. Like she doesn't want to remember me.
Yeah, so you feel sad, upset, and angry.
Mm-hmm.
You go away and thinking it doesn't matter because it will, I will forget about it. I may forget the argument and even your visit, but what will stay with me?
The fact that she forgot.
Like the feeling of sadness and anger.
Yeah.
Positive example, you come to visit me on a different day and we go out and we have a lovely time. We go to the seaside and we have an ice cream. How do you feel at that point?
Happy to see the person enjoying themselves.
Yeah, content.
Tailed?
Yeah, it's always good to see someone who's struggling to have a good time or having a good time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you feel loved and happy. By the time we get back home, I've forgotten the ice cream and even the whole day out. You think you might not visit anymore because I wouldn't remember you or the visit. I may forget the visit because that book has come off my factual bookcase, but what stays with me?
The ice cream, the idea of actually being there.
The feeling, yeah. The contentment, the happiness,
There are certain triggers that can actually cause certain memories, but with dementia, that's not capable, is it?
Do you want to add to that, Tailed, or?
Well, yeah, I've heard that that's true as well. So even just like certain songs and stuff can take you back to places that are things that you've done in your past before when you've got dementia.
Yeah, so the feelings of love, happiness, and comfort.
Yeah.
I may forget what we do, but I know that I feel safe and happy, and that it would, and what matters the most. This is why we encourage everyone who knows someone with dementia to continue to visit them. There is more to a person than dementia, and we can help them to live well. Right. I have sent you in your DMs a little text. I don't want you to say it out loud until the end, but you've all got a different strip of paper, text that I've sent.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right. There's
And
no.
if yeah, I see. If you were doing this in a like a conference center or something like that, it'd be strips of paper.
Yeah, but what I want you to do, once I've asked the question, I want you to say forward, because we would have been standing up in the room. I want you to say forward, like you've took a step forward, or backwards, that you've took a step backwards. And then I will ask I'll ask you to read it out for me.
Okay.
What I've said, yeah. Right. I want you to consider from the perspective of the character on your slip whether you can do a number of different tasks that I'm going to read out. If you think, like I've just said, I want you to say forward or back.
Right. Okay.
Are you? Yeah.
So this is if we think this person can do that task.
Yeah. So there's no right or wrong answer. I just want you to.
Cool.
Right. Are you able to make a cup of tea unaided?
Forward.
Back.
Back.
Are you able to do the ironing?
Back.
Back.
Back, actually.
Can you vote in an election making an informed decision?
Forward.
Back.
Forward.
Are you able to dress yourself?
Forward.
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 Are you able to follow the plot of a TV program?
Back.
Backward.
Forward.
Are you able to go to the local shop and return safely?
Back.
Back. Yeah. Backward.
Back.
Can you still have a relationship with your partner?
Forwards.
Forward.
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 Are you a volunteer at a local charity shop serving customers and working the till?
Back.
Backward. Back.
I'm not sure.
Stay in the same place then. You just say
Yeah.
the same.
Say.
Can you make cheese on toast on your own?
Back.
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 Can you complete a crossword puzzle?
Forward.
Stay.
Back.
Right. So I'm going.
Dog's tail hitting the floor.
No, he's scratching. Right. So I want you to stay where you are. Right. So pretend you're like off. If you're in a zigzag, you're in the zigzag. Right. Who would like to read their statement out?
I'll go. You are 73 years old and you were diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 6 years ago. You live with your partner in your family home.
Our last tale to read is.
Mine was the same.
Mine was identical.
I see what you did there.
See?
Yeah, clever.
Using that perspective of the actual disease.
Was anybody right or was anybody wrong?
So it is entirely dependent on the individual.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
Yeah, so no one was right and no one was wrong. See, that was good, wasn't it? That little practical.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it made you think you had something
Sneaky.
different.
Sneaky.
Yeah. What do you know about this person?
Not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely not enough information there for anything really.
Yeah, so not a lot. So, for example, they could have worked in a cafe for 30 years and made cheese on toast every day. What did we know about their partner?
We didn't know nothing about their partner. We just that they're a partner. But apart from that, they actually have a relationship.
Yeah, so he could have been her main carer for all we know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the house?
Nothing.
Yeah, so we don't know if it could be dementia friendly or not at all. What did knowing they had been diagnosed with 6 years ago add to your understanding?
Nothing.
Not a lot, really, because you have no idea how far on it is or
what they did before or how they responded.
Or how long they'd actually had it. Just because you're diagnosed with something 6 years ago doesn't mean you've not had it for, 6 years before that.
So you don't know every person that's got it. You don't know their unique, journey or what their experience is.
To be honest, it's like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. We all make assumptions. Why do you think we all made different choices with the information?
Just with our own experiences or lack of experience with, dealing with
or
people.
lack of understanding of it, of Alzheimer's, or
there's also a level and a level and a degree of personal bias in there as well.
Yeah.
So you may think that person should be able to do that, or
you based it on assumptions, and judgment, and not got to know their character's circumstances.
Yeah.
What could be the impact on someone if we assume that they can or can't do something? For example, make a sandwich. How might they feel?
Might get frustrated, really frustrated.
Yeah, so the person may become de-skilled or frustrated. They may become demotivated and lose confidence. Some people will retain abilities and capacity that others may lose sooner. By assuming a person cannot do something, we can increase their experience of disability. However, well-meaning doing for instead of doing with could undermine a person and cause frustration. What can we learn from this? What can we take away from this activity?
Don't make assumptions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't always assume you know everything about
Yeah.
a person just because they living with a certain element.
Yeah, so everyone has their own perceptions of what someone with dementia can and cannot do. People experience dementia in their own unique way. No two people will follow the same journey through dementia. You may have heard the phrase, if you've met one person with dementia, you've met one person with dementia. With the right support and understanding, people live well with dementia and still contribute to their local communities. People living with dementia may retain some abilities and struggles with other tasks. Only by raising our own levels of understanding and awareness, we can make a positive difference by supporting people with dementia with these tasks, if it's possible to live well with dementia. And actually, I think that is it. So I'll just say thank you for letting me do my demonstration for you. And if you would like to become a dementia friend, I will take details, after the stream has ended. And I hope you've enjoyed it.
It's been
interesting,
educational. I've learned.
Have you took it, Tailed?
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah, it got me thinking, and I'd never really something I've never really had to deal with. So yeah, it's given me something to think about as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being my guinea pigs.
Squeak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
my
quite
first
right.
ever session I've done, and I've only messed up a little bit, but that's not.
You did really well.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, there is quite a lot to read.
Yeah, you'll get it down eventually. You won't even need to, actually read anything. You'll have it memorized.
Yeah.
I used to have to give sessions like this when I worked at Citizens Advice, hilariously for money management. But
but if you do what have the websites, you can go on Alzheimer's Society, and that will come up on Google. If you want to become a dementia friend, then I can fill out a card for you after the stream, because I can send them off, and I can send you a sticker. In your DMs. I can send you a sticker through DMs to say that you're a dementia friend.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something I could sew onto my Girl Guides outfit.
Oh, here we go. That
It's
stupid skirt again.
Well, I could send a badge. But yeah, thank you. And I've actually stayed in the time.
Yeah.
So, any good feedback, like our explained stuff, the bit of where I did actually confuse you all for what I sent you?
Well, I think it was probably the right balance between you reading stuff out and getting us to think about things and answer questions, and it was a good balance.
Mm-hmm.
I would. The thing I would say is possibly if you were to reword a lot of the stuff in the pack you were reading, so it came out as sort of more natural. Yeah, more natural in the way you would explain it.
Yeah, I did do pictures. I've actually drew out some pictures for the bookcase analogy, but it just wouldn't come up. And
that
would have explained a lot because of having to. Well, they wanted me to move my hand to like do like the head, shoulders, knees and toes. Yeah. No, me talking and doing hand movements at the same time do not go together. That's why
I practice. You'll get there.
I've done the pictures. That'll do. I can point.
It's a picture of you waving your arms about like a lunatic. It's fine.
Yeah, that'll do.
But yeah, no, like I say, sort of, if you were to sort of translate it from what's on the page into kind of how you would explain that to someone.
Yeah. As well, can I ask, did it feel like I was trying to encourage you more to try and get more of an answer out of you? Did that come across?
Yes, yes, it did.
God. That's because that's what they try and get you to do, and I'm thinking, have I really done it enough?
Yeah, because a lot of the time in these sessions, you do get that thing where you'll throw a question out onto the floor, and then everyone's just like, "I don't want to say anything. I'm not saying anything."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what kind of age group are you looking to be delivering these to?
I can do it from age of 6 right the way up to adults.
Okay.
So I'll be going into the schools to teach it as well. I'll be going in the eldest high school. My own workplace, I've got to do it.
Yeah, it would definitely make more sense to reword it then if you're going to go that.
The kids between 6 and 15, they've got their own package.
Right.
Specifically for them.
Yeah.
But theirs is more their little experiment. You have to tangle all this ball up, and they've got to cut it so it's like part of their brains dying off. It looks amazing how to do it.
Well, I'll just tell you this, that when you're dealing with teenagers, you might have to
smack them.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but that's what I was thinking. But you might need to try and prize more information out of them. I think we were more willing to give you information than they might be. Trust me.
Yeah.
And if that don't work, hang them from the ceiling by their feet.
No, just put a bottle of vodka in front of them. Then I've got their attention.
Sit down, shut up, pay attention. You get that. So
yeah. Give them a chocolate bath every time for one that wins on the bingo. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Thank you. You've made it quite relaxing for me, and I didn't.
Quite relaxing.
Yeah.
That was the feedback for us. We could have made it better for you.
Well,
I was more worried in case I've had to go right. I've only had to say it once that time's getting on, and I've got to. And you didn't even try and fight me. You just were like, okay, and you've let me carry on. So that was the only thing I was worried about. In case it just it went tits up.
I think
we'll go to a discussion about it. Yeah.
I think possibly as well as that, because we're kind of used to having discussions like that. I think that the challenge you may find is when you do take it into schools and things like that, you may find it a little more challenging to sort of control them a bit more.
Again.
Yeah.
But you'll have the teachers there as well. So.
Oh yeah. Oh
there's always the cane.
Yeah.
The cane.
They don't do that anymore.
Damn it.
But it's like
there was a strap up here anyway.
Yeah, they did say on one when I did my training, I wasn't supposed to use names if I knew them, and I kept doing that. But it's like this is only the first one. I just have to go.
Yeah.
Oh, can you? But I can't say oh, can you? Because all three of you be like, well, which one? So
you who I'm pointing at. My camera's not on. You can't see me. You.
Yeah.
The one with the headphones on, staring wondrously into the camera like a gimp.
Oh, if there's anyone in the chat as well, you know, by all means, you can tell me how it went as well. You know, I love to have feedback, and I've actually put it on my Dementia Friends session, so I can actually say I've done one.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
work.
I've got my first one. So that's
Good
under
work.
the bag now. But it's like as well with this, I didn't mention my Streamlabs in it because while I'm doing this, I can't take any donations. If anyone wanted to donate, they can do it through the Alzheimer's Society, what Bear did yesterday on GPP. So
yeah, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Come on, Bear.
Give
Give
me
money. I can't.
No.
I can take donations. Do not listen to the Bear. Do not listen to him.
So yeah, so you can consider yourself now a dementia friend. Yay!
Yay! A dementia friend. What does it? What is actual dementia friend? What does the detail?
Now you know, if you're out and you see an elderly person struggling, and you can what I've said in this session, and you remember, oh, that person won't step over there, over like the black mat because they think it's a hole. You can talk to them, and you'll understand why that person's doing it, and you can either try and get the people in the supermarket to move the mat, you know, so they can walk through, you know, that type of thing, and say, oh, I think this person's living with dementia and this is obstructing them from going in. So it's that.
Right.
Well, like I say, I've certainly learned a lot in this session, and I am now certainly more aware of those kind of things. So
there are some things I wasn't aware of completely, and I didn't realise how ignorant I was to it.
It does put a lot of perspective on a lot of things now. You know, like I work with dementia, and if you work with children or young adults with severe autism, the similarities are the same. Because like that with the mat on the floor, thinking it's horrible. Severe autism ones think of it. It's just their spatial awareness and grabbing things that aren't there, and the behavioural.
That's not very nice, irate Bear.
No, yours is just because you've just got no coordination and anything else to go with it.
To be fair, though, it must be hard for you, though. You know, working with people with dementia and then coming home to irate Bear.
Actually, sometimes I want to come home. It's easier. There's been hard times. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's been times where I went, I can't do this job anymore. It is too much. But then other times I'm thinking, no, it's rewarding. It's like when I first started my job as a dementia carer, there was this one lady, she didn't wash, they were washing her. And one day I just decided, right, let's see if she'll wash herself. I put the flannel in her hand, and I gradually put moved her hand up to her face. She washed her face every morning after that herself. So it's the little things. But God bless her, she's passed away now. God, sometimes I thought it was like the devil after waking her up. God, she looked possessed. I thought she was going to hit me. And then she woke up, was like, I love you. I'm like, all right, then let's take you to bed. Get you in bed now, love.
Aww.
But then, you know, you do see the deterioration, and it's not nice to see when they're...
Yeah.
But then you're consoling the family, you know, and they think that if they've not seen them for a while, it's like, oh, well, you're not looking after them properly. They're like this. It's like, no, it's the deterioration of the dementia. You can't say that we're not looking after them properly. We are. We're doing our best. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't envy you.
Yeah,
I think you're amazing for doing something like that. I mean, it takes a special kind of person to be able to do that.
I wouldn't say I'm special. Don't big me up. I won't fit through the door.
I wait for Irate Bear to actually make a comment about that. He already said he's adorable.
Yeah. Oh God, not when he's asleep. He wakes me up talking in his sleep. No, so he's adorable. He woke me up this morning.
He dreamt he was on a live stream, didn't he?
I love that story.
No, this morning he woke me up talking in his sleep.
What was he saying? Oh, wait, never mind. Forget I asked.
He needs to stop doing ghost poo. That's all I'm saying.
Just in the middle of the night, you're about to nod off. Bear's already asleep. You just hear, "Oh, donation."
No,
I
not
was
that.
saying, long man.
I'm retarded.
I've got downs.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm a scat man. Oh, I'm surprised I've not had a knock at the door from the police with them bloody binge meters.
I'm sorry.
Shanique Carmon is the best. I would have to say Shanique Carmon's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, that degenerated.
Oh, shut up, Curtis.
Yeah.
But I think I will end the stream there because I've done well. Done it in an hour. Well, under an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it was going to be 45 minutes or so. I think you stuck well to your time.
Yeah, you did really well.
You did. Yeah, it ran ultimately for around 55 minutes. So yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Not bad for my first one.
And they'll only get better from here.
Yes. And I
So
want
the
you-
participants.
Yes.
Thanks.
Right. Thank you for coming, guys.
No worries.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining.
And-
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, and it was at short notice as well for two of you.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. So I will end the hangout there and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Cheery.
Bye.